Imagine in America where everyone who works hard and plays by the rules can live the good life, afford to live the good life. Good paying jobs, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good retirement. That's what House Democrats are fighting for. That's the aspirational part of the Declaration of Independence, to bring that to life, the pursuit of happiness. That's the aspirational part. But then when you look at that Declaration of Independence, the second part of it, it reads like an indictment against...
Let's bring in Lauren Fox. We do have indications that Leader Jeffries may be wrapping up his remarks soon, as he has now surpassed the modern-day House record with his marathon floor remarks, taking advantage of that magic minute, which certainly has grown into hours and hours here. Lauren Fox, you were there just outside of the House chamber. Talk to us about how this has gone. He's been at this now for several hours.
Yeah, I mean, he's been at this now for more than 8.5 hours, Brianna, and clearly one of the points that Democrats have been trying to make throughout this speech, the Democratic leader in particular, is that this is a moment that they want to make clear what the Democratic message is going to be going into the midterms elections. You hear him talking so much about the cuts to Medicaid. You hear him telling stories about constituents and Americans who may experience changes in their own lives because of some of these changes that were part of the Senate bill. That is going to be a central and core message that Democrats hammer home in the months ahead. And this is really a preview of what that looks like. He also made an interesting point a couple of minutes ago where he said, you know, he wanted to take this to the American people in the light of day rather than have this pass in the dead of night. That's often a criticism that each party levels against the other one when they have sort of these last-minute votes in the middle of the night. Obviously, Speaker Johnson did have a key procedural vote in the middle of the night, but this, he argues, is an opportunity for the American people to see in the light of day exactly what Republicans are passing. Now, I will note that Speaker Johnson talked to me just a short time ago and made the point that he believes that Jeffries is telling lies on the floor, that as soon as they're done with this piece of the process, which is Jeffries' magic minute, he expects that they're going to pass this bill in short order. But it's just a really interesting moment to see what the Democratic playbook is going to look like going into the midterm elections.
It is, and Leader Jeffries just put down a binder a moment ago. He picked another one up and said in closing, so we are anticipating that he may be wrapping up his remarks. Let's tune in again.
Many of us had the great honor of serving with Congressman John Lewis. The great honor, Mr. Speaker, to serve with Congressman John Lewis.
That's right.
And I came across something that John Lewis said in June of 2028, that hopefully, no matter what the outcome of this vote, will give people some hope. Great John Lewis said, "Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime." That's our struggle. No matter what, Mr. Speaker, you decide to do today, that's our struggle. Standing on the shoulders of John Lewis, that's our struggle. Never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get into good trouble. Good trouble. Good trouble. Necessary trouble. Standing on the shoulders of giants, I'm John Lewis would often talk to us about his admiration for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King, who would refer to John Lewis as the boy from Troy.
The boy from Troy.
Now, what's interesting to me, that civil rights movement, we can learn a lot from it. Started December of 1955. And Rosa Parks sat down on that bus so that all of us could have the courage to stand up.
That's right.
Wasn't an easy struggle. All the odds were stacked against these civil rights heroes and foot soldiers. And during the early days of the movement, a difficult part of the movement, Dr. King, after they've been targeted, arrested, beaten, harassed by the authorities, he traveled to Brooklyn, New York, and spoke at the Concord Baptist Church. I think it was in March of 1956. And he said to a group of people of every race, every religion, every life experience, the Concord Baptist Church in Bedford-Stuyvesant, said to them, no matter what the odds, we've got to press on. Press on. Press on. Press on. Dr. King said that if you can't fly, run.
That's right.
If you can't run, walk.
That's right.
If you can't walk, crawl. But at all times, press on. Press on. Press on. And keep pressing. Press on. And so as I take my seat, I just want to say to the American people that no matter what the outcome is on this singular day, we're going to press on. We're going to press on. We're going to press on. We're going to press on for our children, press on for our seniors, press on for our veterans, press on for our unions, press on for our farmers, press on for our dreamers, press on for working class Americans, press on for the middle class, press on for all who aspire to be part of the middle class, press on for the poor, press on for the sick, press on for the afflicted, press on for the least, press on for the lost, press on for the left behind, press on for the rule of law, press on for the American way of life, press on for democracy. We're going to press on until victory is won. I yield back.
A standing ovation for Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in the House as he shatters the record for longest speech while trying to delay President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill. There, Leader Jeffries evoking the Declaration of Independence on the eve of the nation's 259th birthday, as well as late Congressman and civil rights activist John Lewis, Rosa Parks, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., saying to the American people that no matter the outcome today, he and Democrats will press on until victory is won, though it is all but assured that now the House will ratify the Big Beautiful Bill, as it's called, into law.
He had been speaking for more than 8.5 hours. He started this morning at 4:52 a.m. And throughout those almost 9 hours, he called out Republicans in swing districts for this bill that Democrats see political vulnerability in for Republicans, for the fact that what is in this bill polls so poorly. And you see him there, what is going to be a big defeat today for Democrats and a huge win for President Trump. We expect, if this passes the House and he gets his signature legislation to his desk, Hakeem Jeffries there still trying to inspire and encourage his fellow Democrats ahead of this vote.